Okay, I added some stuff to the thing, and I.
We're live!
That's awesome.
It's Monday, 12/12, aka National Soundcheck Day, 1212. I'm Ben, that's Trev, that's Terry, and we've already got 26 people in the chat, still filing in. All right, who do we got here? We've got Ferd Burfel, Scott Brockway, Paul McNary, and the Cats, young Mr. Redford, Alex Redford, Blackjack Guitar, Ferd Burfel, Michael Krause. What, you've never had a puppet show open for you, Michael Krause?
There were some classic action figures there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, more.
Charles 75N, Hip Metalworks. Who else we got in here? Octopus Ears, Guitar Man 45, D-Mac. Nice. I gotta scroll back. Billy Baloney, BC Rich 581, T. Ricky. Grasshopper, Dennis Ellis, Michael Krause, Thomas Santiago, LRM Guitars is here. Who else we got here? Who else snuck in early? Scrolling.
Notification.
Fruitcake Tony. Thanks again, Fruitcake Tony, for having me on Saturday night talking Mick Murs. That was fun. Who else we got here? Yep, them. Oh, Riff! What's up, Riff? Riff is like another Dale Palmer. Usually just comments at the end. And I'm like, oh, Riff was here. Did not know that. Zach Thong, first in the chat.
Yeah. Mr. Radford's back again.
Yes. I said hi to him. Oh, Christopher Neiman. By the way, Radford was live the other night. Changing strings. And melting faces with the riffs or something. I don't know. He's just...
Yep.
He knows how to play, apparently. Who knew? I knew. He knew. Now the rest of you know. Gear Jug 35. Yeah. Excuse me. Great show with Charles Green last night. That was fun.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
and Charles showing off some of his parts of my caster. Well, does it count as a parts caster if he basically just reassembled all the same damn parts onto the guitar?
I wouldn't really say so.
Especially given some of the work.
Parts casters and guitar restorations.
Yeah, I would say it would be more of a restoration than a...
JP Page 2 went to a jam on Saturday, had a blast. Awesome.
Excellent.
Nice.
Keith Campbell's here. Alex, you're not the only one doing laundry. No, I know this for a fact. Fruitcake Tony does laundry on Monday nights as well. So Alex and Tony are both doing laundry. Perfect.
That was me 3 days ago.
Laundry. I do my laundry when the pile's too big.
Yeah.
That used to be a code, I remember. I'm not going to say to whom. But that was also where the same room they kept the glass saxophone in. So it was constantly, well, I got to go check the laundry every hour or so.
At work, I used to have to go out and check my tire pressure often during a shift.
Oh, I know, it's terrible. You got to check those slow leaks. You got to keep an eye on them. DMAX says, just an FYI that my LPD Mach 1 arrived. Great pedal. I've stacked it after my LPD 68, and it's a cool sounding combination.
Beauty, eh?
Nice.
Which one's the LPD Mach 1?
It's got a cool name, doesn't it?
Yeah. I gotta look it up. I forget which one that one is.
I was going to
Right.
that, but I don't think it is.
It's a distortion preamp as well, based off the Bogner Boogie Kitty Hawk style gain. That's what he says. Huh. Because I was thinking, I don't know. Well, I'm like, I might want to put that in front of the other one. But goose one with the other. That's the great thing about Lawrence's pedals. It's like stacking amps, Trev. You know, like, let's goose a plexi with another plexi and see what happens. What are you doing? Stacking plexis? Cool. Isn't Mach 1 the speed of sound? It is. 730 something miles an hour, I believe.
Something like that. Mid
32 or 39, somewhere in there.
Or I think it's right around 1,200 feet per second is also where you will crack that barrier.
Right. Because I remember when I was still paid attention to Bonneville, it was right around time they were flirting with the sound barrier. They were really trying to break the sound barrier. It depends on altitude. Okay. I did not know that, Rico. Dan in New Jersey's here. And Tony does confirm he is doing laundry. Perfect. 772 miles an hour is according to Keith Campbell. And you know what?
750 on my Google search here.
I'll believe one of you.
760 here.
Fert Burple reports in. Did you see that JHS 6 Mini sold out, or JHS 6 minute sellout on the treble booster pedal? Holy crap!
Wow.
Hey, it's the end of the bus network. Merry Christmas. Shitter was full.
On. I wonder who's driving the bus. Kurt?
Who's driving that bus?
Jay? Is it Jay? Are you 700 over right there?
Could be Jay. Could be Kurt.
Maybe even Owner Towns himself, but he usually shows up in civilian gear.
It's Kurt.
It's Kurt.
Kurt. Cheers, brother.
Well, see, now that's what you search for under the Bus Network. Check out their channel, The Man Fruitcake Tony, and Octopus Ears with a new sound interface. I would lower your input just a touch, Octopus Ears. I think it was clipping just a touch when you were really digging in. Like, it was just like you were like just ease off just a hair. Yeah, just like 100 less RPMs on the throttle. That's all you need. Just 100 less RPMs because it sounded good. It was sounding good. But yeah, definitely check out Octopus Ears' channel, and I like his playing style. I was telling these guys off air. You attack the guitar. You're a pretty aggressive player, it seems. Although maybe you just mimic it and you're actually like pulling your punches. But I really I enjoy your playing style. Also like the I have not seen shorts that baggy in a while. I'm just saying. I haven't seen shorts that baggy in a while. Then again, it's winter. I haven't seen shorts that much at all.
Different in California.
That's a good question, Billy Baloney. How many of those pedals will be on Reverb next week for stupid money? I don't know. And, it's like when they say, oh, they sold out in 6 minutes. Well, how many did they make? Did they make 100? Did they make 1,000? Did they make 1,000,000? Terry put a link to Octopus Ears. This is a video there. So if you want to leave, click on it, click subscribe, and then go back and watch it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I have it queued up.
700. That's pretty good. That's like 118 a minute or something. 160.
That's crazy. 700 units of a pedal in 6 minutes. Jeez.
Hey, Octopus Ears, glad to do it. Full circle. Karma. Ow. So I pulled the hair out of the side of my head. Too cheap to grab a hair elastic. Huh. So what do we got? What do we got going? Anyone got any questions? Upcoming stuff? I don't know. Hey, Trev, I was going to ask you. I forgot to ask you the other day. So what do you think of that Rex Brown interview that Gibson TV put out on Friday?
Well, I did mention in the chat yesterday. I've been raving about it since I saw it. It's one of the best interviews I've ever seen, especially if you were a fan of Pantera. I mean, for me, it was a lifestyle. I still got the disc loaded up from the other day.
Thanks very much, my friend. Appreciate it.
And what a fantastic interview. You know, he really bears it all out there. And
I don't know. I think I've seen all the Icon series, and I don't know who exactly is coming up with the question, the prompts, or whatever. But those are some of the best interviews, hands down, I've seen on YouTube. Like, because like he starts out, like right from early childhood, talk about hanging out with his grandmother and stuff,
and the tuba.
Yeah, and like he spent a lot of time in childhood, and then it got to the point where I'm watching, and I'm like, okay, we're half an hour in, and we're still talking about Pantera playing clubs, type thing. Like, it was such a deep dive. I really, really enjoyed that. Yeah,
with lots of good supporting media too. They had some good pictures and clips of the stuff.
Yeah, a lot of early clips, like showing them loading in at a club,
when he was in like 8 years old or whatever. And at the end of it all, I was really left there thinking, Rex Brown is more Clint Eastwood than Clint Eastwood. He is so cowboy, that guy. He really is a cowboy from hell.
I think he's so like Lemmy. It's just like been there, done that. No ego, or if he does have, because you got to have a bit of an ego to get far in that industry. But he knows when to check, like very professional. I'd imagine Cliff Burton, I bet you, would be a similar vibe to Rex. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with you there.
I could be wrong. Hey, Rob Baker of Delaware.
It looked like they were cut from the same cloth, so to speak.
Yeah. I really, if you haven't checked it out, definitely do it. Even if you're not a Pantera fan, it's just a great interview. It was done in 2020. They released it now, but you wouldn't know it. It was, basically all they didn't say is, and we're looking to get back together to do some stuff. That's the only thing left out. What's up, Randy?
There's absolutely zero allusion to any kind of tour in that interview.
Yeah.
And I saw an interview with Rex and Phil from earlier this year. They were doing a bit of stuff. Rex on second best Rex interview you'll find is on Tone Talk. The Rex Brown on Tone Talk was an amazingly good time. It wasn't as in depth and supported by media and clips and photos and stuff, but I mean, he answered my super chat.
Yeah.
That's a good night.
Yeah, it was a really cool. I really enjoyed that, and it's hard for me to sit there and watch an hour-plus interview. That's not a live stream experience, because it doesn't have that live aspect to it. But holy crap, yeah, it was great. But maybe they just re-released it on Friday, Keith. I don't know, because it just came up my feed and it said like 3 hours ago, and I'm like, oh, well, all right, I'll check it out.
That's what
and then literally, I was, 5 minutes into it, Trev, when I first texted you. Because I'm just like, dude, you got to watch this. Like, I know you're going to
watch this because it's like lunchtime for me. I'm still got to get through the rest of my shit.
Yeah. But you're like, I know what I'm doing when I get home.
You want to watch on your phone while you're fixing it up.
Yeah, and the only thing he didn't really talk about was the gear he used. He did not talk about gear.
Well, it was... You saw the amp pegs in the background in the early days and stuff. And he did make the Kramer comment.
Well, then it was funny, too. But there was at one point in the interview, too, he was talking about, like, with the two brothers and the singer, there wasn't anything really sonically, like, it's really hard to hear Rex even on the album stuff. And it's funny, because they're showing that, and they're showing, like, the live clips. I'm like, because I'm watching on my laptop, I'm like, I don't hear Rex at all. All I hear is Dimebag and Phil and in the background, It's like, I can't hear Rex. I can see him playing. I don't hear him. What's up, Superfan Gary Davlin? And we got brother Aaron from Albus Band. Yo. But yeah, it was awesome. That, and I still need to check out that Steve Lukather Sunset Sound video. I keep meaning to, but I just did. Every time it comes up in my feed, it's like I don't have an hour and a half right now. I did. If you came up my feed an hour ago, but now I only have half an hour. So
if I mark it watch later, I'll never see it again, right?
Yeah,
whoever
exactly.
goes to their watch later video folder and watches.
Yeah. So
That's
there is that. Oh, did Guitar Man 45 get us Les Paul today? But I'm guessing no, because I see Octopus Ears saying drives me crazy in FedEx. So let's see. FedEx. I know FedEx was here with different drivers today for pickup and deliveries, but not this guy decided some sort of issue. Oh, okay, so he didn't get it. I'm guessing that sucks balls. Gear Truck 35 reports it scored a Marshall delay pedal for $20. Gotta do it. In a PNG ping with left forward delay, right backwards delay, best $20 a year. Love it. 5 modes for $20. Any pedal, like something like that, it's got to be worth $20 because it's got a Marshall name on it and it's a pedal. Kurt comments he's watched it twice. Wow. Yeah.
I think he's referring to the Lukather one.
Or the Lukather one. Either way.
Yeah, that's the one Kurt would be referring to. And I do want to tag that to go back and watch that. You're right.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some really good stuff in there.
Yeah. I'm due for a Luke interview because last one I watched, it was from a few years ago, and all he was saying how people just make fun of him for his tone because he's known for yacht rock and stuff, and he's trying to like justify his tone and stuff like. Dude, I'm watching your video. You don't need to justify yourself.
He was probably the person, other than anyone named Van Halen, that spent the most time at that 5150, from what I understand.
Oh,
I guess he was there all the time.
4:55 p.m. Apparently, my package from Tesi Switch is now in Mississauga. That's good.
There you go. Getting closer.
I like that. So that was at 4:55 today. All right, that's good. So I should. What's today? Monday. I should know that. I'm live. So I should get by the end of the week. Nice.
Certain lifestyle choices.
Oh, all the lifestyle choices right there. Because at first I picked up my phone and I forgot why, and then I realized it was because they were talking about FedEx. I'm like, oh, I want to check my package, see where it is. And it's all right. Fine. John Shane's here. Good to see John.
Brother John.
Nice. Rex plays the acoustic on Cemetery Gates. Oh, interesting. Cool. I don't know if I knew that or not. I may have. But again, lifestyle choices.
Must have seen it by now.
It was like I didn't even realize that Pantera did an album around what was that 2000?
Mm-hmm.
The Reinventing the Steel. I think it was 2002.
Or what? Yeah. No recollection of that album ever hitting the market, Trev. I was like, nope, not aware.
Well, I mean, Cowboys from Hell, it's such a big impact.
Right, March 21st, 2000. So that was like one of those things where we got through the Y2K. Remember that whole Y2K wind-up still makes me laugh. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember going to a Y2K-themed New Year's Eve party.
Yeah. Well, and, with what Rex said in the interview, referring to that album as in his opinion, some of their best work, I'm going to go back and revisit that. I mean, I love Revolution is my name. Yesterday don't mean shit.
Ooh, speaking of Brad, we may or may not be debuting a new PTM Guitars product here on the channel soon.
Interesting.
I'm saying debuting because I assume he sent it to me first, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So yeah, what else do we got going on? So that's some new guitar stuff, but it was stuff like. Oh, good call, Trev. Yes, I thought about texting Charles 4 times today, but I was never at my phone when I thought of it, and then I finally did remember, And I said, hey, my friend, is it possible a fella could maybe set something up for Wednesday? And I didn't get a yes or a no. I just got a reply a little while later, said, check your email. And there's the link. So, yes, this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a Zoom call for, excuse me, channel patrons and channel members. Speaking of which, let's shout out the patrons. And I'll shout them out on if they show up on, I'll shout them out when I see them on Wednesday if they show up. Like LRM Guitars. I don't know if I've seen him yet. T. Ricky, he popped on. Guitar Man 45, he's popped on. Todd Flowers, he hasn't popped on. Doug Strong's popped on. Rainy Crooks has popped on. Mohogany's popped on. Holds record for most embarrassing first concert ever. Fruitcake Tony, he's popped on, I believe. Blackjack Guitar hasn't popped on. Has he? Hasn't. No. Keith H. hasn't popped on. Paul McDerry, he's pops on before me usually. Other left has not popped on. Ferd Burfel has popped on. JP Page 2 popped on. John ZD351 not only popped on, but fell asleep while on. Ben Tom, he's been the most mobile on. Because half the time he's not even home when he's on. Jeff K. popped on in lurk mode, because we've had a few people that just lurk in the corner, Trev. We've seen that where... I don't know, like people, you'll just see it said like no camera, and it'll just say like somebody. Grumpy My Guitar, he hasn't been on. Symmetry, that's that guy. He's been on. Gear Joke 35, I don't think he's been on. Charles Green hasn't been on. He might try to get on. Unfucking Believable's been on. Charles 75 on, well, he turns it on, so he's been on because he's turned it. Of course, he's also turned it on and not been on. So there's that too. What's up, Laz?
Makes me drive sometimes.
Brother Laz.
Laz has been Hall join us for the first time last time.
Ryan Hall popped his cherry last time. So you can click the join button and become a channel member. And you could be the next first person to show up for the first time. What's up, Sassy Cat?
Hey, Sassy Cat. L. Scott Music.
Lauren. Good to see you, my friend. How's L.A.? I believe he's in L.A. I believe. Yeah, Laz had another whirlwind Rockstar Adventure weekend. He had octopus ears there. They're like, let's drive south for a few hours and hang out with JJ. And octopus ears is like, yes, let's do that. But first, let's go look at some cool guitars. All right.
You're on a road trip.
No, you don't, Alex. All tiers are invited to the hangs. Because... it's not everybody can afford different tiers.
Yeah.
That's purely up to you.
If you do the basic channel member for the channel, you're included in the Zooms.
Yep.
Yeah. Patreon, same thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm not rich. I get it. Helps me out. Least I can do is give back some way, shape, or form.
Usually at least a dozen of us on, and they usually run a couple hours. Glad
to hear you're doing better, Saskia. I thought you were under the weather. And Lauren says it's cold, but probably warm for you. Well, if it's above freezing, it's warm for me. That's the way I see it. What's up, Seth? We got all kinds of cool kids there. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe if you're watching for the first time. And I forgot to say that, 24 minutes ago, hello to those watching on replay. Which, I guess, if you... are watching our replay and hear me say it, please say hello in the comments, because that'll tell me that you watched at least 24 minutes on replay, or skip to the 24-minute mark on replay. Either way.
At this point, you should pretty much want him to be a channel member and come and hang out at the Zoom call. I mean,
they're fun. I think that, what was it, the last 7 p.m. Eastern start time one went till 1 in the morning? Eastern?
Your time.
Yeah. Yeah,
and people
it was a
can
6-hour
come
day.
and go because as long as there's somebody's got their foot in the door, you can get back in.
Right.
It's not like the StreamYards where if the master leaves, those who
well,
are
and
left,
that was the thing, because if Charles leaves, he usually turns the hosting duties over to you. Hey, thank you, Alex. Awesome.
Yeah, welcome,
We're seeing you.
Alex, good to see you, man. I was drinking tequila with Alex on Friday night.
Back to being green.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
And yes, that was interesting. Laz's interesting celebrity meet at Norm's Rare Guitar.
Orthani,
Yeah.
is that how you say your name?
Mm-hmm.
Horanthi? Yeah, something like that.
Or
I think it's Orthani.
Orthani.
I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Seth reports in. Hi, Travis. Seth says, being at the new storefront all day, getting my new custom shop set up. 400 square feet of guitar heaven. When you visit California, come visit and we'll build your custom.
Oh, nice.
How could you say no?
And I have no problem with that because chances are if I'm going to be out there, Trev, I drove, so I have no problem taking a guitar back home with me. And you know what?
How
Just
long
make
would
sure
it take to drive to California? 3 days? 4 days?
Yeah, I would spread out to say 5. Just so.
Now that'd be
Easy.
a fun trip, depending on what Target guitar stores you did along the way. You could write that off as a business trip and just say.
Yeah, and depending on time of year, depends on if I go the northern route or the southern route. L. Scott Music says, question, how do you like to deal with minor fret sprout without scratching the finish on the edge? I have a new Yamaha Pacific 612 and the climate has dried it a bit. Well, and affect the finish.
Is it
So
a permanent climate change?
So if it's
climate change, make a file to it.
all right,
If it's
so
something that's
let's
gonna
say
fix itself.
here's your fret. Yeah, we use a vape and a lighter. All right. So if it's this part that's sprouting, that's easy. You just get a nice fret file. You can file that down accordingly. And you won't touch the finish because it's got a safe edge. Now, if it's this part that's proud, that's the technical term, right, Trev? Something sticks out is proud. Ooh, me. That you need like the pin file, the jeweler file, because you just go bottom of the T. Oh yeah, those are the ones I don't like doing as much because you can tape off around it, but even then the thickness of the tape is probably what you're trying to remove. So
Exactly. So I would say just it's going to take you longer, but use a finer grit. If you're going to err on the side of caution, use something with the fine grit. Even maybe the old
like
lady
Charles
memory
said
board.
last night, you
Do
never
a
be
nail or
aggressive
something.
because you can't put it back once it's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to sneak up on it. That's for sure.
I don't know whether to approve that or not. Terry, I'm leaving that one.
Yeah. I'm looking at it and I'm like,
What the hell? It's John DeShane.
yeah. But yeah,
Okay,
I
have a
agree.
StuMac fret file. Just go slow. Yeah, if you have the StuMac fret file like the Fret Guru, that's a square file, for instance, with 2 safe sides, 2 file sides, we'll call it. Those, they're not quite as accurate, but yeah, you definitely take it slow. I have a set of jeweler files, so I have some very, very narrow files.
I made this one.
But yeah, when it's the
Okay.
bottom of the tang, and that's
Alrighty.
why even on any of the refrets I've done the indent of the tang
Alrighty.
Yeah,
on the bottom. of the
I think
tang.
everybody should do that, but I get it because that's adding
Yeah.
significant time to a fret job.
If you're going slow and taking it easy and you get off track and you put a little scuff on some binding or some finish, I mean,
Glue
you'll be
boost,
able to get
super
that
glue.
off with-
Just dab the end of it with super glue, and
Probably not a good idea to have an espresso before you try and do it. I mean, you can sort yourself out.
I agree. Definitely a shaky hand.
actually, you
is
know
not
what
a
would
good
work
thing.
well for that process? Adderall. Take some Adderall and then do it.
Some Valium. Nice and slow.
No focus powder. It's a different kind of focus.
Yeah, you don't want that. No, it's a different kind of focus. Yeah, you don't need all the focus. That's for sure.
Need to calm.
Is the northern route an airplane? No, that'd be like driving across Canada, then driving down the west coast through Washington and Oregon.
You pay way less for fuel going below the 49th to make it across.
Well,
A
yeah,
lot of people
and
coming
I'd
from
much rather
Alberta to
drive.
BC will go
I
the
hate
other route.
flying, and it's just so hassle. I hate it. It's not that
I like the
I'm afraid
airplane
to
rides, but
fly.
I hate the airports.
It's
Yeah.
the hassle factor of flying out of 10 is like a 49.6 on the best of days. You know, because whenever I fly international. So what does that mean? Well, you got to show up 2+ hours early. Well, I can't use this in an airport legally. Fucking do, because I'm like, you make me stay in here, so screw you.
Don't
What's up,
remember
Mason
when they
Guitar
got
guy?
rid of it, but the Vancouver airport used to have like I called it the fish tank. It was like a glassed-in room with separate ventilation where the smokers could go and smoke before they hit the planes and stuff. And I got rid of that fish tank probably 10, 15 years ago.
Nolan Husk. But definitely hit the like if you haven't already.
Take a look.
Yeah, I did do there's a video on my channel on Fret Sprout. It's actually fairly popular. Folks can check that out.
But I mean, a humidifier in the room.
That's what I did this year. I just added a humidifier, in all honesty, and it's made a difference.
Probably not a bad idea in the first place to try.
And they're not expensive. I just got the Vicks Vapor Rub humidifier in here, and it's working great. All right, so what do
How's the wolf? How's the sprout? The sprouts. How's the sprout?
There's a slight proudness, but it's not sharp, so
Not
I'm
bitey?
happy. No, it doesn't hurt. No, if anything, it's a slight speed bump. Copy video link. See, the video is popular enough. I just went to my live analytics, Terry, and there it is in the top 20. So,
Can we refer to that as a reference point?
well, it always is, because especially this time of year, like we're just getting into the cold weather. So everyone's like, I got Sprint Sprout, what do I do? I'm like, hey, because I got a video with like, a few thousand views. So check it out if you haven't already. Anyways, folks, give it a like, please. There,
Now, if you were building a guitar, you would nibble the tangs off the frets so you didn't have that problem.
No.
Yeah, don't take speed.
Slightly proud, he says now.
That'd be good if you had doing fret jobs down to a science. Then you could, if you're on speed, you could just be like.
Even that, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, the attention to detail. I think the guitar came from Japan. It was a gift. My environment is super stable, so I'm sure I only have to do it once. Yeah, more than likely. Saskat's got HVAC that allows the moisture content. Yeah, it's only really the winter months I really got to worry about it here because I'm subterranean.
Yeah.
Even then, upstairs is even more humid in the summertime. Although with central air, it's not as humid as, the old place was great. I had the windows open all the time. I love fresh air, open windows if I can. Take that over central air any day. Even if it's a few degrees warmer, fresh air. It's fresh air. Sleep like a rock every night because room's full of fresh air.
Guitar
it's like camping.
52.
Yeah, Keith H.
Humidity.
That's the
about
inherent
right.
problem. Fender's done it for decades, so they don't.
Yeah, I got
do
this
the
room
thing.
just with that little humidifier. I got the let me think, because my bedroom, which is on the other side of that wall, it's at 41%, and I got up to 48, 49% in here.
I thought you were pushing 50 the other night.
Well, yeah, when I have it closed off, like when we're live, but
Right.
There's no door on the room at this time, so it just wicks
Presley,
out otherwise.
California Customs. That's funny.
Well, there you go. I have no idea.
I was meant to be in the garage to
Is there an app for that? My humidity app? I'm sure whatever it is in Vancouver is what I'm at now, anyways, because this place has got no installation.
Is there a humidity sensor in your phone?
I do live in a rainforest.
Where's that? And
Yeah,
he's not
that
talking
is
the
true.
overpriced restaurant.
The humidity here right now is 93% outside of this window in that door.
Oh, there is humidity apps. I'll be dipped. Did not know that.
According
I
to...
just pulled that out of my ass, Ben. I had no idea. I thought I was being funny because there'd be no such thing.
Oh, now I got to remember my password. All right.
Normally the phone's measuring the humidity in the room that you're in. It's going to tell you what the humidity is.
Well, it monitors everything else in my life. It might as well monitor the humidity.
Not yet, anyways. Maybe that's a feature for the S24.
Yeah.
I like what my phone says.
Or maybe what you do is you get the transponder in the watch that has the sensor for the humidity, and it sends the information to the phone. The thing that's monitoring your heart rate, your blood pressure.
I don't know why I'm trying to download an app while live streaming. So if I get blurry for the next minute or two, that's why. Well, we're 20% of the way there.
It's got a chill looking at that, Terry. Jesus. -11.
Yeah, I like what it says at the bottom here. It says real feel -9, very cold. It's like, no shit, Sherlock.
I'm much warmer. Clear conditions. Yeah, it's not going to snow again, Trev. We get rain coming later in the week, but there's no snow at least through next Wednesday.
We got no rain until next weekend. And it could be rain or snow.
That's after a weather advisory. Oh, it feels like -10 with a wind chill. You know, that'd do it.
It's a
Humidity
little bit colder than it could be.
73%. How
Says
is humidity
here
23%?
humidity 89% outside, indoor humidity 24%.
All right, so what we got?
John DeShane's a lizard.
Location.
24 to 26. So, yeah. But you're just hanging around playing guitar in your fucking boxer shorts.
This app sucks balls. This is an outdoor app. Yeah, it just goes, "Where's your location?" and it gives you. I'm like, no, I want. All right, delete app. That was a waste. All right. Anywho's, any questions I missed? Nope.
Nope.
Lauren says, Trev, that humidity must be hard on strings. Is it?
The freshest strings I got on a guitar are these ones. I put these on a couple months
Hey,
ago.
River Dog.
Hey, River
Terry.
Dogs.
Terry. That is another channel you have to check out. It's one of my new favorite channels over the last 6 months. River Docs is a really cool dude, Trev. He does little docs on mostly guitar pickers. You know, a few bass players, maybe a drummer or a singer. But he's been doing some really, really cool ones. And
Billy Gibbons.
that's awesome you
Jerry
popped in, my
Reed.
friend. Hey, he did some Kiss ones, Trev. Talk about old photos. I'm like, holy, like they're playing just like leather jackets with basically plain white makeup. And you're like, wow. Yeah, definitely. Folks should check out the channel.
And there you go.
Awesome. Thanks, Terry.
No problem.
But yeah, you check it. They're like nice little, 10-minute or so video like on this person, that person, and some really, really cool info. And I like it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the times here. Anywhere between 9 and 15 minutes. That's good time lengths.
Yeah, in fact, I was going to reach out to River Docs about coming on the channel on a Sunday night maybe sometime if you want to come on and just talk music.
Ooh,
So I really dig it.
Linda Rodstad, Jeff Healy.
Yeah, the Jeff Healy one is really good, Terry.
Black
Well, yeah,
Jack
that's one I
guitar.
watched recently.
Are you asking?
And Josh, hey. Although Josh has to go break. He's back.
1 degree Celsius, so that's 40. No, that's going to be less than that.
No.
It's like 36, 37. Because 32 is 0. So
Cool. I'll reach out to you. Awesome.
Charlie Daniels Rush in 75. Wow.
Yep. I'm telling you, there's lots of really cool stuff. It's easy to binge watch, Terry. Put it that way. It gets really easy to binge watch.
Oh yeah.
So,
did you see Michael Krause's question?
I did not.
Is
Thanks for
there
pointing it
anything like the Boss Pocket GT, but that has drums and a looper built in? I've never heard of such.
There's not too much stuff out there that doesn't have a looper and drums built in nowadays.
I don't know. Maybe one of the pods? I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well, you'd think the
Speaking of
smartphones
which-
are at the point now where you should be able to get an app for that, and like a little mixer like Ben's got coming.
Yeah, you can plug that in, fire up GarageBand.
Just do it on your phone.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, because in theory, I can once I get that little mixer with straight into my phone, I could even go stereo with this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And have all the sound, big tones. You're like, how are you doing that? And I'm like, I got a HX Stomp plugged into my phone. And they're like, how'd you do that? And I'll say, carefully.
Hit Metalworks. Minden, you poor bastard. That's true.
Yeah, so 34. Okay. Yeah, you gotta love the Canadian inside jokes because the rest of the world viewers are Googling, where the hell's Minden? And why is it bad to live there?
Mac Tier. Mac Tier?
Good call,
What the
Brad.
hell is that?
You don't hear a lot of people using the iRigs anymore for some reason. I wonder why that is. Like, I'm sure people use them. It's just you don't hear about it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, 34 Fahrenheit would be about 1 Celsius, yeah. Guitar Man.
Yep.
At minus 20, they're the same, and that's just friggin' cold. At minus
Yeah.
20, that's when you have to like show the minimal amount of skin, and your eyelashes get crystals on them, and beard gets all crusty and full of.
I've done gigs where it's been 20 below with the wind chill, and
How does your instrument react to those conditions, Ben?
well, the thing is, I keep. I would just watch Roy Clark one the other day, Lauren. That was real. That was the last one I watched. Roy Clark. Yep. Sidetrack. Squirrel. Except guitar player. Well, yeah, I was going to say, Trev, I always kept my guitars in hard shell cases, which were somewhat acclimated, and they would be either in the car or at least in the trunk of the car, which stay somewhat warm. Because we
For
just
travel,
have the heat.
but when you're on stage, when you're
You'll play
performing-
outside in that weather. That's for certain.
Okay, I thought you said you were like
Oh, fuck no.
Metallica, Yuck. Remember that thing back in the '90s when Metallica?
Yeah.
And you could win with the Molson Canadian.
Yeah, I remember that. They're like, you have a chance. I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't.
I'd go. When the hell else are you going to go see Tuck Toy Yuck Duck? Might as well be a freebie. I'm not going to spend money to go there.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're going to see Metallica. Like, it's just not a bad deal.
Yeah, overlooking the Arctic Ocean.
They give you parkas and mittens and
Eddie Van Haskell, Roy
Boots.
Clark wore jeans, him and boots on Yeehaw.
and think of the salt flats, but on a snowmobile and it's snow.
Oh man, 78 where River Docks was. Dang, that's nice.
That's perfect. 78 to 85 is perfect.
I love 78. I really enjoy 78. I sweat, but I enjoy it.
Well, yeah,
Oh, chicken tamales. I've never had a tamale. That's something I've always wanted.
How's a tamale different than like I've heard tamale referred
I don't know.
to-
I don't know.
Thing.
I would like to try it. Billy Baloney says Roy Clark was a shredder. Yes.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
his Magdalena thing or whatever that is. Did you see it
I
on
watched-
The Odd Couple? Right?
I
It was
sat.
on the old.
I had commented. I don't usually do story type comments on videos, but I mentioned when River Docs put out the Roy Clark video, and I mentioned on this channel my first concert. Beyond seeing my dad doing showcase events at a theater type thing, but going down to the arena, Belleville Bulls Arena, they put down the plywood over the ice and set up the chairs, and Roy Clark was in town. And when Dad's friends couldn't go, and Dad's like, "You want to go?" I was like, I don't know, 15 years old, been playing guitar for a year, AC/DC, Kiss, Sunset Strip, that's all my jam. But I was like, yes, because I knew Roy was a picker, and I knew I was going to be going to school that night. And we sat, because we had tickets, basically, we had comp tickets because Dad was president of the local musicians union at the time, and it was a union gig, so Dad can show up regardless. Just check union papers. But also another board member, his daughter was the opening act, part of the Post family, who I think they had a TV show for a while. The Post family, it was like a Tommy Hunter type variety show, whatever. Family of musicians, and they settled in this area, or maybe they're from this area. I don't know. It was a long time ago, is what I'm saying. But I went to, and watching Roy Clark shred on a 12-string, electric 12. And he's like, ding, 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 doing all the pull-offs, like banjo runs and stuff. And I'm just like, I can't do that.
There's a level of guitar playing ability where you get to that chicken picking point where you can just pretty much, what note you want to hit, where you're going to hit it, and both hands strike at exactly the same time really quickly, and then move on to the next one. And just, I'm still at the point where I'm strumming and trying to get the chords to the places where they're supposed to be at the right time.
Welcome, Lawrence.
Guitar.
And tamale is a corn dough that is filled with some other additional topping or stuffing.
That it is.
And then steamed.
All right.
Like a burrito?
Well, I can see where River Doc's got a lot of his photos for use during his documentary. I was like, I recognize a lot of these photos. And I found the one I was looking for. Unique guitar, Trev. Let's see. Can a fellow blow it up? I don't know. No, here. Can a fella? No. Don't want. How? Screw it. There we are. So, I remember this guitar.
Oh.
Right.
And it almost looks like an Ovation headstock, but I could have swore he said it was made in Russia. So, I don't know.
It does look like a Ovation Viper, but a 12-string version.
Yeah, you can't really tell the headstock. But if anyone knows what that guitar is, like it was just a
Would Roy
cool.
Clark have a guitar tech, or would he be setting that up himself?
No, he'd have to have a tech. He was pretty big time.
Can you imagine being the tech that has to set that fucking thing up? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Let alone be his tech, period. You got to set up guitars, banjos, fiddles. Like, I don't know. Like,
You'd
gotta
have
be
to
a luthier.
kind of a master craftsman for
Ovation
sure.
Deacon, Ovation Breadwinner. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
So
going
it
to say
wasn't-
there's an Ovation Deacon.
Maybe it was a different guitar he brought. I remember he had a Russian guitar at one point during the show, and I went, wow, Terry, a Russian guitar, because, like, the Berlin Wall may or may not have fallen yet, put it that way. Like, we're right at that time. So,
Music is
What's
a
up,
thing. There's
Doug?
people who can make instruments all over the world.
I know why that looks familiar. Boudreaux Guitars. One of the old school YouTubers who was
Gotcha.
a guitar repair guy. He actually built one. Except he didn't do a 12-string. He was doing a 6 at the time. And that was 2 years ago.
interesting. So, yeah.
But, yeah, Breadwinner.
Seeing him shred on that
design.
12-string was just mind-boggling. He melted my face that night, multiple occasions. And I remember a couple times, and let's be honest. Okay, first of all, Terry, I stuck out like a sore thumb at that show.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there was a lot of Western wear, we'll say. Slash, just farmers, so it's like co-op ball caps, or, a few Western hats, a few people, denim shirts. My dad looked like my dad, like full on fucking stage wear. But, hope you have no sound on that, Trev.
There is no sound on that, Ben.
No, there is no sound.
Okay.
I just wanted to show a quick look at the scene there. I mean, that performance it was. I watched that when I was a kid. It was probably a real one when I watched it, but still, it was
I
like
remember that. Well, I remember also him, like Roy Clark, going on like Sesame Street or the Muppet Show, stuff like that. He would do that because he's so personable that kid. Like I remember as a kid, like I didn't watch Hee Haw often, but when I caught
it, on Hollywood Squares.
He could have been. He's got enough of well, I'll tell you, he guest hosted the Tonight Show. How about that?
I'm sure he was on the Muppets. All the cool cats.
I believe he guest hosted the Tonight Show. I think that was part in the doc.
So one of my favorite drum battles is Animal versus Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich.
Yeah.
That was epic.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
And then later, Animal versus Dave Grohl.
That was so cool too. You're right.
Mossel. Yeah, Roy Clark. But that was it. I was going to say, Trev. I stuck out like a sore thumb because it was very much middle-aged and older crowd for the most part, and then the kids that were there, you could tell they were the type of kids that go to with their parents to every event regardless. Like I don't think they have friends. Okay. And then meanwhile, I'm sitting there in the old Canadian tuxedo, denim jacket, jeans, shaggy hair, probably an AC/DC t-shirt, whatever, looking like Beavis and or Butthead. And
typical Canadian kid, I might add.
Oh yeah,
but
rocker kid. And I'm sitting, I don't know, I want to say fourth row, maybe it was even second row, maybe it was front row, I don't know. But I remember making eye contact with Roy on a few times, and he just smiled. He's just like, I know you're digging it because you're a rocker, and he's just, I'm like, yes, like this is awesome.
Connected.
By the way, Ben.
And I remember going to school, Trev, the next Monday, right? What'd you do on the weekend? I'm like, I went to a concert. Oh, what? Nobody goes to concerts around here. Who'd you go see? I said, Roy Clark. Some people made fun of me. Oh, Roy Clark. But every musician or wannabe musician was like, that guy can play. Like, even as teenagers at that time, it's just, that guy could play.
Even if it's not your flavor, you still got to give him full props.
You respected it. Yeah.
You're
correct,
correct,
Ben,
guy? By the way.
And if you wanted to look for the Roy Clark protege, I mean, you look at John 5, right? Mm-hmm. John 5 is the Roy Clark chicken picking kind of one.
Well, like, if Roy came out now, he'd be like, what, Johnny Highland in many ways? Because Johnny can do the rock as well as like, I'd like to hear Roy rock out. If he wanted to, I bet all you have to do is turn up a little gain on it. You'd just be giving her. You're like, ah! And then you'd probably pull off some pinch harmonic. You're like, what? Yeah. That I doubt Melon Husk, because Roy was married for like 63 years or something like that. But yeah, it's a good show. Good time. Good musician. Anyways, what else we got going on?
Questions? No, everybody's into the conversation. Elton John was on the Muppets. Yeah, I bet Elton John was on the Muppets. Elton John is another.
I remember Elton John.
One of those.
I also remember Alice Cooper on the Muppet Show.
Yes.
Because I was a huge Muppets fan. Oh, I thought it was all all about the Muppets. And then I remember hearing stories about apparently, like, when I was really little, my dad and his buddies would watch Sesame Street, probably while high, right? So I remember having my own apartment, and I thought one day, you know what? I'm going to watch Sesame Street. I was high. Put it on. I shit you not. I put it on, Trev. It's Ozzy singing about recycling. And I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
Oh, that would be funny.
He's like, what? Ozzy's. I'm like, what in the PSA am I watching? Because that was my first thought. I'm like, this is some PSA trade-off situation. Roy played a great rockabilly guitar. Yes.
Yep.
Well, what kind of music would you call that Magdalena song? It's kind of with Latin, Is it Spanish? Is it flamenco?
Hey, Mark.
Borderline flamenco? Rock Daddy, good to see you, brother. Oh, but
what's up, Rock Daddy?
Hey, Rock Daddy.
Oh, Rock Daddy's now.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Debbie Harry was also on the Muppets? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Trevor. I think it probably was more of a flamenco style that Roy Clark played in that song. Yeah.
You can do anything.
I don't think. Yeah, I was. That's what I was just gonna say. I don't. Think
That wouldn't
there's
surprise
any
me.
Guitar styles.
Something
that-
from a Clint Eastwood movie, kind of a.
Yeah. Well, it's like Jerry Reed. You know, he come out and I'm going to play a bossa nova. Of course you are, because you can. You know.
There's a whole nother flavor, bossa nova. What the fuck is that?
I just remember, ironically enough, Joe, do you remember Jerry Cantrell's first solo album with the single "Cut You In"?
Yeah.
That's a bossa nova.
Okay.
Because I remember when it came out, I'm like,
All of it, samba. Oh, now, okay, samba. Now we got to Google fucking samba. Developed in the late 50s, early 60s, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Spanish folk.
Really characterized by a different beat.
Easier to say who wasn't on the Muppets. Exactly. Well, the Muppets, yeah, that got to be kind of a cool thing, right? Like, I get to be on the Muppet Show? Sure. Like, why not?
Yeah,
Luke
that's
Skywalker
true.
was on the
You weren't
Muppets.
famous
Wasn't he?
unless you were
Mark
on the
Hamill?
Muppet Show back in the
Well,
day. At that one
it-
point in time.
Well, it's just you're
Was
just
Linda Carter
opening
on the
yourself
Muppet Show?
up to a whole new market, you know. And let's be honest, if a 3 or 4-year-old likes one of your songs, you know, Trev, that song's on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Ryan.
I was talking.
Oh, of course it did.
I was talking to Richie about that last week when I was over at his place, Trev. Interesting. Leo just turned 3, and he's on a Beatles kick right now. So, as long as you play "Hey Jude" first, Terry, then Leo's fine. You know, but he likes the Beatles. He likes the Who.
Twiggy.
He likes the Stones. So, part of the deal, and I'm just going to say, so part of the deal is he's learning potty training right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, part of his, if he does a good job at the babysitters, ironically enough, is the wife of my old drummer Shane. His wife is Leo's babysitter, which, how cool is that? So, like, they all know each other. So, he gets a picture. Trev. They'll print out a picture. So, the first one was like, I believe was a Beatle. His second one he wanted, who do you want, Leo? Ronnie Wood! I'm like, what? Rick just told me there's a video of it. He knows Ronnie Wood. I'm like, a 3-year-old who knows Ronnie Wood. I'm like, I love
That's
that.
scary.
Yeah, he can tell you all the members of the Beatles, the Stones. He knows members of the Dead. It's insane. Yeah, the kid just loves music, which is good. Gets them off playing, what was it? Don't You Want Me, Baby. He wanted that on repeat all the time.
You want me, oh.
Yeah. And then finally, something was, I guess Rich had the Beatles on when Leo was over, and Steph's like, thank you. Now all he wants to listen to is the Beatles,
What was that?
which is great.
What's that George Harrison song? What is life without your love? That came on the radio the other day, and I was like, I haven't heard that one in like forever.
Lauren says, got to meet and talk with Johnny at NAMM pre-COVID. Really cool, sweetheart. I ran into him briefly at that NAMM show as well, pre-COVID. In that music video I made, Trev, one of the photos, there's me and Johnny Highland. Because he was walking one way, I was walking the other way. I'm like, hey, Johnny Highland. He's like, hey, how you doing? You know, he's Johnny. He's super nice. And, hey, get a photo? Sure. Awesome. I was like, I just met Johnny Highland. Yes. Probably, yeah, I can say hands up. My favorite modern-day country player, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Or current country player, I'll say. Sure. Hey, there's Ryan Hall. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah.
Great. Christopher Lives Howell won a George Harrison guitar pick on Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
It's interesting, Terry, because it has George's signature on one side. It's just a Fender logo on the other side. It's just a Fender pick with George's name on the other side.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's strange.
It's probably like Fender pays me to play these picks. Like, I bet they do. I bet they do, because you're a fucking Beatle.
Here's $2,000 and 2,000 of our picks with your name on it.
It's like, okay, that's good for the first week. George gets paid.
Yes, Black.
I think Blackjack Guitar is back in the. I think he paused the video back because it's saying Ovation Breadwinner.
Yeah. But yeah, I never knew.
Put it on 1.5 speed. We'll go into chipmunk mode, and you'll get to us.
Yep. So Lauren did the same
faster.
thing as me. That's hilarious. That's awesome.
We'll go into Ewok mode. Jump, jump.
Oh, Billy
Jump,
won the
jump,
Guitar
jump,
Butler.
jump.
I entered that contest, Billy, and I didn't win it. I was hoping I'd win it. I was interested in that. Put on your 335. Nice. Yes, Ryan Hall definitely needs to check out Octopus Ear's video. I'm just saying. After this show, Ryan, after this show, you have to go watch Octopus Ear's video. Name is cool like that. Loud, but cool. Well, that was like at, what was it, the summer NAMM I was at, which is not crowded at all. And then all of a sudden there's this one area, Trev, and it's just like gridlock. You couldn't get within 40 feet of what was across the aisle from each other. The Kiesel booth, and I believe it was the Wampler booth. And then the Wampler booth was right across, which, okay, you wouldn't think to be a gridlock because there's not a lot of overlap. But when you had Johnny Highland at the Kiesel booth picking, and Brent Mason was sitting at the Wampler booth, and they started trading off licks, and started on, next thing you know, it's dueling guitar legends.
Oh, jeez.
And then the whole name floor is all like, we're like, wow, this is awesome. I'm like, it's all the notes,
Well,
all the notes being played here.
That in itself is a pretty good ad for reasons why I'd want to tag along on a NAMM trip, for sure. I mean,
Oh, dude.
like it would
Especially, because Summer NAMM, even though it was so much smaller, it was such a cool hang because it was so laid back, and unlike Anaheim where you walk out and you're surrounded by, well, there's Disneyland over there and a bunch of hotels. It's not really you're basically downtown Nashville. Like, Broadway's like right there. So you can go get some hot chicken, go listen to a band play, whatever,
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Stimulate your senses.
Oh, and then the guitar shops. You got literally the best guitar shops in the world, in my opinion. Well, some people say some
guitars and run into someone.
it's like, yeah, you can go to Norm's, but Norm's is like a 2-hour drive from NAMM. From Anaheim to get into Hollywood. Fuck, that's the other end of LA.
Yeah.
Fuck that. But I believe, LA people could correct me if I'm wrong, but the Nashville one, you drive around Nashville. Yeah, it's kind of trafficy, but still, it's not LA. And guess what? You go to Carter's, there's free parking because they have a parking lot. So, you don't have to worry about shit like that. Go over to Grun's. Go over to Rumble's Seat. Go over to, I don't know, who else? Who else is there you go check out? Lindy Fralin. Stop by Lindy Fralin's, do that. There's all kinds of shops and studios, and that's a place that needs a celebrity map, because I watch a lot of interviews of old Nashville players and stuff, Trev, because I pay attention, and it's like Warner had a building, we'll say Warner Brothers had a building, which then I guess they got out of Nashville, and then Reba McEntire took it over, and now it may or may not be Reba's, and let's say it's something else now. You would know driving by the history of what that building is like. You need something that's like, yeah, see this here? This used to be this, and before it was this, and before that it was this. You're like, oh, shit, okay.
Well, that's where a proper tour guide comes in.
See you, River Docs.
You get on that
Have a
trolley
good one, my
bus
friend.
and
Norm's is in Encino, even further from NAMM. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I know the names from various movies and stuff.
It's not that far if Laz is driving. Just saying.
John Sheen's putting a couple Fralin pickups on reverb right now.
Oh, are you now? Well, there we are. What are they for? I might have, just pause on that. What are they?
Yeah.
What are they for? I've never tried Fralin pickups. I always wanted to. I've never heard a bad thing.
Yeah. Neither have
A
I.
friend of mine the other day was talking about Bill Lawrence pickups.
Yeah.
Are those the thing? See, me, I just want to buy a dime bucker and put it in a Kramer-shaped object. See what happens.
Who makes the dime bucker?
I'm not going to say what I thought.
Eddie Fay. Hello, guitar friends and soda pop tasters. Cheers.
Two Pure Paths. Ooh.
Ooh. Mm.
Seymour
Really
Duncan.
Pure Paths.
Okay.
Dual rail.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah,
They're
yeah,
like
you're right.
1600K
Yeah,
or
I've
something.
seen Seymour Duncan.
1655. Looking like this.
Hey, Caleb.
Yo, Caleb. Good to see you, my friend.
Cheers,
Hope
Caleb.
you're doing well. Oh, I also wanted to mention show announcements. It's going to be something new for 2023. Due to some scheduling issues with some people that want to hang out here, maybe once a month, possibly twice a month. I don't know exactly, but
Every
Canucks
once in a
with
while.
Guitars will be preempted from time to time for a Monday night hang show, because I don't know if you knew, Terry. Let's say a lot of musicians our age and older, which are basically our guests and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Let's say if they're a certain notoriety, they do a lot of what they call fly-in dates.
Mhm.
When do fly-in concerts take place? Fridays and Saturdays, which means Sunday is travel day.
Travel day.
So it's kind of hard to book certain people that would like to partake and hang out with all of us fine folks, but they can't on a Sunday. So we're going to do some Monday night hangs, the first of which being January 2nd, tentatively, with Pete Thorne.
Yeah,
So.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys will have some nights off on occasion.
What a great way to start out the new year.
Yeah.
I don't know, with Pete Thorne.
Right?
Just don't tell him he has to go to Edmonton.
No, I know where he's spending the holidays this year, and I'll tell you, Terry, it's a fuck of a lot
It's
nicer
a
than
polar
Edmonton.
opposite.
I know, but I just mean like I said, I'll probably never forget that ever since hearing him say that about Edmonton being so cold.
Ben, you'll have to go outside and make a snowball and put it in the tone cooler and bring it in for the show, just so you can see the snowball while you're doing the show.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, well, thanks for the positive comments, folks. But, yeah, so that'll be fun. And, yeah, it's like, it made me think of it mainly because, one, was Pete, because, he already does shows on Sundays, and he's got to
Right.
work, so... And two, we've been playing phone tag for a while, Sean Hurwitz and myself. And Sean always checks in when he's flying places. It's one of the things Facebook's good for if you're a musician. So I always see traveling to and froms on usually Thursdays or Fridays, but always Sundays. So it'd be nice to get Sean back. He's been really busy with Smash Mouth, as well as doing some stuff with Cut. Yeah, Cut. Yeah, actually, it was Lauren. You being in the chat reminded me to mention it, actually, because you're a regular with Pete. You know Pete. So, yeah, that'll be fun. And, of course, this coming Sunday, we have JJ, a.k.a. James, from Star Zero. JJ's House of Jams, Brother James.
Mm-hmm.
For those of
Yes,
you that
that's true.
haven't already, do go look up Star Zero's new tunes. They're killing
Yeah,
it.
I think they dropped a new tune
People
on their
and
YouTube
Mark
channel.
Clark in our circles, I mean, it's right up your alley.
I first heard about this project almost 5 years ago, which was JJ's like, I got a guy coming by and we're just jamming on some stuff. I was like, oh yeah, like, what does he play? He's like, oh, he's a singer. I'm like, well, that's interesting, because I thought, fuck it, yeah, a guitar player and a singer, you can knock out songs, lyrics, chords, boom, all right. And it's like, that's awesome. And his buddy Joe was around quite a bit. He lived nearby at that house, so he'd be over all the time. If you go back on the channel, Trev, when JJ is on, and all of a sudden you'll just see a guy wander in, you're like, who's that? I'm like, it's Joe. I didn't know Joe's last name for like a year. But yeah, and Joe would pop on, and it was awesome. I love Joe. And so, so in the making, and now to see what it's become, it's great.
Found it.
I get it. I take it you got to meet Joe, Octopus Ears. He is an awesome dude. Yeah, Dark Side. Speaking of which, oh no, I won't click on that because that'll start playing the audio. I was like, I gotta make sure I'm subscribed to the actual Star Zero channel.
Yeah, that's actually the record label.
What's that?
Fever International Music Group.
Well, either way, I should.
Yeah.
Cool. He has one of my Canuck buckers in one of his guitars.
Actually, I thought he had your P90 set as well too.
No, JJ has my P90 set, which is used on the album. That guitar was used on the album.
Oh well, then that worked. Played it
yeah,
well.
Although, truth be told, had I made it out to NAMM this year, I may have ended up possibly appearing on the album. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh, actually, that brings me to Octopus Ears. Did JJ end up keeping that slime green EVH guitar, or did that not happen? You should know. You were there.
That would be good. L. Scott Music says, my dream interview would be Mike Rowe interviewing Pete Thorne as a working musician. To hear a conversation between them would be awesome.
Oh
I was thinking inviting both. I'd like to have Pete, Sean Hurwitz, and RJ on. A three, of working professional.
That'd be killer,
right? Wow, lifestyle chat. I was like, oh, Symmetry's in the chat. Almost got a shout out there, bud. Almost.
I just did. What do you mean? You mentioning not shouting me out in its own way is a shout out.
There we are. Laz is talking about leaving it for JJ in January. Oh, okay.
I couldn't believe how many. I mean, okay, when you have him on next week,
yeah,
he's still got, I guess, because he moved recently, a lot of guitars in circulation. We're going to have to go through some of his collection.
Yeah, because it'll be interesting. Yeah, it was funny because I knew he had a PV Wolfgang. I didn't remember if he had several because, as I had mentioned to you before, the first night I was out there. He just kept pulling out guitars every 5 minutes, Terry. Here, try this one. Here, try this one. Here, try this one. And then the last one being Les Paul. Because he knew as soon as I picked up that Les Paul, I wasn't putting it down.
Charles going to lose his mind.
Well, yeah, even that first NAMM when you were out there and staying at JJ's. And you did
it was insane. We were up till like 2 in the morning. And I'm like, it's 5 in the morning for me. I've been up for almost 24 hours. But I'm jamming on a 68 Les Paul into a diesel, Trev. So,
and there's JJ like Ben, buddy, you gotta check this out. And he like hands Ben like another guitar. Ben's like, okay, like. But it must have been like about an hour straight. He just handed you guitars. It was wow.
And then the whole time I'm there, that's what I do. And now. Like when I went back the second year, I I had the ones I liked, that I preferred and stuff, and the only thing I didn't pull out, like if the Les Paul wasn't already out, I wouldn't pull it out because there's other stuff to play on, and like a Charvel that I'm like, I had never played a Charvel before, before that I can think of. I played a few Charvettes back in the day in the music store, but not an actual Charvel. And he's got that OG San Dimas, and I'm like, yeah, I have to. And I plugged it in, and I'm like, oh, the tone. And then I was like, oh, the mung. And then the mung disappeared, and so did the tone. So now the mung's back. Charles. You know what's good if it's got a cork in it.
Real Kentucky bourbon. That's the way we like to roll.
Yeah, apparently Mike Rowe's Dirty Jobs is back on TV again.
Oh, interesting. I keep thinking I have root beer, but then I take a sip. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh, right, I cracked open a 7-Up tonight. Totally different taste.
This is one funny tasting.
It's like I'm like, did I ash in this thing? Like, what the fuck? Oh, no, that's the thinnest tasting root beer.
Got another pair of scrap locks.
Oh.
Could have worked out if it was a Dr. Pepper you had opened up. Then it might have tasted like...
There is a can of Dr. Pepper up there. There is a can of Dr. Pepper. It's there for guests only. Right? Yeah. Well, there's guests or, Terry, I may do a video on it because I literally haven't had a Dr. Pepper and probably legit haven't even tasted one in at least 10 years. No. Definitely haven't bought a can of it in 30 years. But, because my girlfriend would drink it from time to time, and I would do that. Hey, Trev, can I have a sip of that Dr. Pepper? And you'd be like, you don't like Dr. Pepper. I'm like, yeah, but I just want to make sure. Because taste buds change. And I take a sip, I'm like, nope, still don't like it.
There's a few things I do that with.
Yeah, it at first, it was a funny quirk of mine to her. And then after a while, it annoyed her. She's like, why do you do that? Balance. Every once in a while, I got to eat something I don't like. So then stuff I do like.
Just to remind yourself that how much you hate it.
It's like, just don't do it. So yeah, there could be a video of, and I'll just explain, I can't remember last time I didn't like it. And then just for the reaction of, oh yeah, that's what that is.
The last two I had, the one tasted actually good. And the second one was just like eating that soap flavored gum, and it was just like
exactly. Else got to be. Wouldn't you like to be a pep too? Hell no. Nope.
Now there was the abomination that was the Dr. Pepper shooter, where you would mix like
amaretto and beer,
with Jack Daniels and Coke and beer.
Oh, you could just do amaretto and beer. That's all you need for Dr. Pepper. Because it's like a depth charge, Trev. You take a draft beer, drop a shot of amaretto in it. Tastes like Dr. See, now those, I remember drinking those a couple of times going, it's sort of like, I explained, the only time I eat mushrooms, there better be a hallucinogenic reason behind it. I just don't eat them for the hell of it. Same as that. Like, it's a Dr. Pepper, but it fucks you up, so.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I found in part-time bartending course a lot of liquor and drinks. They're all made in various ways in different places.
Yeah, wasn't it made in Texas, Ferd? That's why Dr. Pepper's a way of life there, because it was made in Texas.
Well, didn't it start off as one of those elixirs that, the snake oil salesman would try selling you to cure everything, and it was just packed full of heroin and cocaine and fixed it in? Whatever you had wrong with you, it's going to sort you out.
Yeah. It's basically just moonshine with a shot of morphine in it.
That's going to sort you out. Yeah. Best medicine ever.
Yep.
Dublin, Texas. And Waco, Texas. All right. Texas. I was going to say, Mellow House, super cold, so maybe I don't taste it. I don't know.
Warm Dr. Pepper. Oh, that's nasty. That's the worst time to drink it.
Either one, Octopus Ears. Either one.
Yeah, actually, it would make probably WD-40 palatable. Dr.
I'd
Pepper.
rather drink WD-40. Tell you the truth. But on that note, do we have anything else? Videos coming up this week. We've got a video coming out on the Martin and some form of soda pop that I haven't tasted yet because I haven't shot the video yet. I'm debating. There's one. It's watermelon, but it's watermelon and something else, and it's the something else that concerns me.
Ooh.
I don't know what the something else was because it's like
Watermelon.
but it's like
papaya.
what watermelon, like hibiscus plant or something. I don't know. You know, it's like something.
Oh.
It's some artesian.
Aloe vera drink.
No, it's like I don't know, some artesian pop I found, Trev. It's one of those designer pops. I don't know, locally sourced. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be a Dr. Pepper video. Who knows?
No, it will
Watermelon
not.
and
No, 'cause
aloe.
I've got-
That's it.
the vegetable crisper. I loaded up. The vegetable crisper, Trev, is full. Of there's like 3 to 4 months worth of videos there. So,
Oh.
if I want to treat myself, there's a few root beers in there. If I want to hurt myself, there's a few of those options.
Christmas, for fuck's sakes. Come on. Of course you want to treat yourself. I mean, in the next 4 weeks, we got to go into Christmas mode. Not even 3 weeks.
Yeah, but still. Oh, that reminds me. I'll put together the
2
blooper
weeks.
reel, which is apparently this year's blooper reels mostly be going, is this on? Is this on? So that'll be out for the patrons and channel members soon. Oh, I got that. Yeah, maybe. No, this week. I'll do the Mexican Coca-Cola. I threw that in the fridge the other day. Yeah, might have to do it. Well, maybe I'll do that Christmas week because, Coca-Cola kind of reinvented Santa Claus there in the early 20th century. So we may do that. We'll save on that. Got that shanty one still. Got to knock that out. That's been in there for like 6 months.
That's true, Michael Chris. Vegetable crisper? You mean beer drawer.
Yeah, well, soda pop drawer. Keep the milk in the other one. No vegetables. There's no vegetables in there. Yeah. So, on that note, I don't know. Do I have anything else? I don't think so.
Zoom call again. Reminder.
Zoom call on Wednesday at 7 p.m. That's right, for channel members and patrons.
Coming up. And then, of course, we're going to have the Christmas Day community hang. If you're just sitting around, you want to get away from the hustle and bustle, find a room for half an hour, pop in.
I kind of try to, Eddie, in some ways, but I would if they paid me, or at least sent me the pop. If I'm buying it, it is what it is. I don't know.
Right.
But hit the join button to join us on Wednesday. How about that?
Zoom hang's going to be fun.
Laz is back, but not quite. Tim Thomas. What's up, Tim?
Thomas, that deserves a shot, I guess.
Alex will be there Wednesday. Awesome, friend. And we'll all be there, and we'll see if we'll keep a defibrillator handy for Charles as usual. Because we don't know what.
Nobody
Bo.
buy any new stuff so Charles doesn't have a heart attack. Or his
Is there someone training for
Zoom call. Yeah, Zoom call this Wednesday at 7.
7
We'll
p.m.
show off whatever you
To
got
be
in
honest,
this week.
I'm kind of hoping for a Guitar Man 45 surprise on Wednesday.
Well,
I want him to
see,
pull a
you know-
rabbit
you
out
know
of the hat. Hey, look what I got. It's been his birthday. We haven't seen anything from his birthday.
There's the
and-
visual surprises, Trev, but my personal favorite's just the one-off comment. Like, oh yeah, I got one of those. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, no, we were just talking about some random...
Or
That was
finds
the Strat Plus.
5150 half step. That would
That
do.
was the Strat
That would
Plus.
suit me just fine for Christmas. If he found his 5150 half stack yet, I got one of
Well,
those.
apparently he has 2 of them. I saw a rumor he may even have 2 of them. And if he has 2 of them and he can't find one of them, I bet you he can't find the other one. So...
Then we know his wife is selling
Thanks,
the gear
Mark.
behind you.
Billy will be there on Wednesday. So type in the chat, I'll be there if you're going to be there on Wednesday. And then we'll see you Wednesday. I can say that, Terry, because usually I say see you later, but no, that's not how it works in a video. You're seeing me.
I'll read you later.
Yeah.
But we'll, we could do a Fago this week. Christopher, I could do Fago this week. There's a couple. I think there's 1 or 2 Fagos still in the
Mexican
Crisper.
Mexican Coke. We're doing Mexican
Mexican
Coke.
Coke. I think Mexican Coke will be next week.
Yeah.
Mexican
I like that
Coca-Cola.
idea.
We really need to specify that. I just realized that for the audio algorithms. Mexican Coca-Cola.
True. Good
AKA
old
Focus Beverage.
algorithms.
Again, another one of the naturals back, you know.
I love Ryan. I'll try to let you talk. Love it. Love you, Ryan. Oh, Blackjack will try to be there. Awesome.
Right on.
See if we can
Jeff
break
Paisley.
15.
So on that
It's
note,
Christmas.
he's been
I was
Trev.
gonna say,
That's been Terry. I've been Ben. Y'all been y'all. And I don't know.
the best part of this community is you can jump in and we can see you, so that when we say we will see you, we actually have a picture at least in our
Yeah.
head of how.
And once
I
again,
can
there's a
see
link
Ryan
to
Hall
the
right
Fret
now in the
video
chat.
for those who need help with Fret Sprout. Go watch that after this, and then we'll end this with that, because that's how that works. Go to each other, hold those doors open, let Terry in ahead of you in traffic, because he doesn't drive. So if he's out there, there's a reason.
See you, Dan.
Also, let Trev in. Let me too. I don't know. Let all of us. And then,
Hell yeah.
yeah, be good to each other. Happy tone chasing. Happy holidays. Be safe. And if you're traveling, and if you got the in-laws visiting you, Godspeed. Yeah, again, don't worry about it. We're just around the corner in January. And worst case, Christmas Day, once you had your fill of them, you're just sneak off to a room and hang. We'll hang. That's what we'll do.
Come and hang. Come and put a face to the name.
Exactly. Don't let her.